That's the way they all are. But
Yeah,
first,
they are.
We've got to say hello to January Keaton.
Hello,
who's in for
everybody.
Betsy tonight. Betsy's on assignment.
That's right, and good to be here again with you, Jay. I always love anchoring with you. Our
we
energy
love having you
is
here.
Very good together.
You bring the energy, which we appreciate.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. Like he said, Betsy's on assignment. She's at the Boys and Girls Club in Elyria, where she just spoke with Baker and Emily Mayfield. Now, she's going to be along a little shortly. She'll have more on how they're helping the kids in need this holiday season and all that good stuff. Oh, actually, we have Betsy right now. I'm learning we have Betsy with us right now. Like I said, she's out there. Betsy Kling, there you are, looking gorgeous. Hey, there she is.
It's one of the miracles of the season, right? Just last second, go, 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 go. Well, we are in Elyria at the Boys and Girls Clubs South here in Lorain County. What a fun afternoon this has been. Emily Mayfield has been here with Baker today. Girlfriend, you guys just had a snowball fight with 75 kids.
We did. I'm
this
still
all
a little
about?
sweaty. They surprised us with it too, but all I know is I think I got teamed up on, and but I had some shots in there. It was fun.
You definitely did. All right, so we are here for Passing the Joy. This is one of the heartstrings that you and Baker do. You give back to the community. Tell us a little bit more about this.
We have just been so blessed by this city, and to be in a position where we can give back to, our hometown now, I guess, is super special to us. We love working with kids. So yeah, it's been so fun. We've had some great sponsors work with us, Meyer, Progressive, Legends, all sorts of people, Camwood Group. So it's really special for us.
And so many people here, this is a very hardworking, heartfelt kind of town.
Yes.
And you and Baker have just come in and embraced this community so beautifully. How do you feel people are giving back to you? They open their arms to you too. I mean, these kids, when you guys walked in that room, their faces lit up. Baker, there was one kid like literally strangling him, would not let him put him down. What is that like to have that joy around you?
It's so special. And we were kids too, and we remember looking up to the big kids, and whether they were celebrities, athletes, nobodies, so to be able to walk in the room and have them so excited to see him, it's just fun. It's surreal for us, and people, it truly means more to us than it does these kids. We can give the gifts, we can give all these things, but the sense of community and feeling like we are a part of it is the best.
It is so cool. And Baker's right over here. He's hanging out and chatting a little bit. And, the two of you together, talk about that a little bit. He's so busy all the time.
Yeah.
Has so much to do and so much on his plate. There you are. You're like sitting behind him, just push, 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 push. What is it like when he finally gets home after the game, your downtime together?
It's very special. It's few and far between during the season, but, there's give and take. We're so busy during this season, but we have 6 months to unwind and really spend time together, and we take full advantage of that. So it's cool.
It is so great. And when you guys do come back to Cleveland, even in the off season, but when you're here for this stretch of time, what are some of your favorite things to do? I know we've gotten to see so much of what you love to do. Thank you.
Love the city.
I know. What are some of the other things, or what's on your hit list for Christmas?
Oh, we're really trying hard to try new restaurants. So if you have any recommendations, let me know.
Always.
But no, I love new workout classes, little challenges here and there, all the little igloos around town. We featured them last year. We just love that sort of thing.
People love hearing your take on all these wonderful places, all the shopping spins and whatnot. What has been, let's say, top 3 things that you love to do in Cleveland? Go.
The outdoor stuff, the parks, love that. I do love working with the kids, Boys and Girls Club. And I'm on the hot seat. Football. I'm just all football. Right? But this city has so much to offer. We had no clue what we were getting into 4 years ago when he got drafted here. We knew nothing about the city. I'd been here once before, and it's just opened our eyes to so many things and how much there is to offer in Cleveland.
These amazing kids that you get to have this day with.
It's the best.
It is so
We're
cool.
so lucky.
Thank you so much. She is about to go in and give presents alongside Baker to 75 kids.
Yes.
This is just one stop in a tour.
900 kids total
that are getting gifts from the Mayfields and a whole host of helpers.
Yes.
So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Go have fun. Merry Christmas.
Good to see
Back
you.
to you guys in the studio, January.
They are such an amazing couple. All right, thank you so much, Betsy. And this is a good time to switch it over to Jay with more on the Browns. Jay.
Yeah, January, thank you very much. We are going to talk more about yesterday's wild ride for our Cleveland Browns.
Takes the snap, play action fake, roll out right, throws right, it's caught, Landry's got it, and he dives for the pylon, touchdown! Huntley takes the shotgun snap, back to pass, looks, the ball got stripped away. away, in the air. The Browns fight for the ball, and it's picked up by Myles Garrett. He's going to score! Touchdown! He's got the snap. Back to pass. Throws. Caught. Bateman got it, and the Browns stop him. A big hit by Denzel Ward. The Browns hang on, and they win it. Final score 24-22 to stay alive.
Yeah, you've heard this before, but it was true again yesterday. It wasn't pretty. In fact, the second half was ugly, but it is a win. And I swear, I've been a Browns fan, Jimmy Donovan, for too long.
I've heard that.
Because there was a stretch early in the second half where I saw a 25-24 last-second loss on a Tucker field goal. It felt like that's where we were going with this thing.
Well, I'll tell you, I was up in the radio booth, obviously, and I kind of had the same feelings that you are just talking about because you and I have both seen that play before.
We have.
I'll tell you what, on style points, it wasn't that pretty, especially in the second half. But the end result matters, and the Browns amazingly are right back in the thick of the playoff race by virtue of their 2-point escape and win over the Baltimore Ravens yesterday. But it really got dicey down at the end. The onside kick hits the right arm of Andy Janovich, and it scoops into the arms of Chuck Clark, and the Ravens have the ball. But the Browns come up with big plays, the sack by Jadeveon Clowney, and then a zero blitz. Everybody blitz. That means that Denzel Ward is one-on-one. He's got to make the tackle, and he did, and preserves the win, and the Browns win it. But that offense went to sleep in the second half, or did they play the clock rather than the Ravens? Anyway, Kevin Stefanski believes that the Browns have to put teams away.
It's certainly something that we talk about internally, where we can be better offense, defense, special teams to put those games away, and that's what we need to do. Good news is we put it away, got that win, and now that's got to be our focus moving forward in these games. They're all going to be close, a bunch of really good football teams, and starting with the Raiders, we got to make sure that we're at our best.
And here we go. That's Saturday afternoon. Late kickoff, 4:30 over at the stadium. Patriots lead the way. Now, the Browns were basically out of it going into their bye week after they lost to Baltimore, but they are right on the doorstep right now of getting back in as a wild card team, but more specifically, they are right back in it in the division and look as good as anybody going into it right now. Baltimore's got an injured quarterback. Pittsburgh's not Pittsburgh anymore, and Cincinnati may be just a little bit too young, maybe 1 year too early for the Bengals after they lost a heartbreaker yesterday.
Yeah, they were anemic in the first half. Really, the first three quarters, scored 2 touchdowns late before losing in overtime. I've got to bring up the second half woes of this football team.
Yeah.
Did some math earlier today. The Browns are outscoring their opponents in the first half of games by over 60 points. But in the second half of games, they're being outscored by more than 60 points. And the last 8 fourth quarters, Jimmy, this team has scored 7 points. That's it.
Yeah, they are a rhythm offense. Most teams are when they're playing really well. They get out of rhythm. It's very, very visible, and you can feel it, too. They are out of sync. There's no doubt about it. Yesterday, I think, as I said a moment ago, I think they got caught playing the clock rather than playing the Ravens. But when I say they get out of rhythm, they maybe run the ball on first down, and then there's like an itch there, and they scratch it, and that itch says, let's throw the ball. And when they're ineffective on second down, they put themselves in a tough third down.
Where they almost have to throw.
What follows after that are 3 and outs, and there were 3 of them. Bang, 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 that allowed the Ravens to climb back into that game, dangerously back into the game.
Don't do that in 2 weeks against Green Bay.
No.
Because Aaron Rodgers will make you pay for it if you do. Hey, there's another big sports story that you found out about this afternoon. What's going on in high school sports?
Well, I have to tell you, a legend, a true legend, Chuck Heil, the head football coach at St. Ignatius High School, the man that built one of the greatest dynasties in Ohio high school football history. 11 state championships, 3 national titles, and he's coached thousands of kids and made them better people. He announced that next year, his 40th year, Jay, as the head coach of the Wildcats, will be his last, and he will retire. And I hope you'll stay with us and join us at 5:30 as we pay tribute and walk through some great, great moments in St. Ignatius football history that he brought about.
Yeah,
and I know that you've had a chance to know him and to cover him.
My nephew is going to be a senior in his program next year, and he's very highly touted, and he's a big recruit.
Yeah.
So he's going to go play big-time college football somewhere. I'm thrilled that he'll get to enjoy his senior season as Coach Kyle's last year. What an honor.
You know, I met him when I got here in 1985, and he was a really good English teacher that coached football and track. And I got to tell you, he'll always be a great teacher because that's what he is first. But when he would deliver a pregame speech in a locker room, we're going to show you a precious one.
You were ready to go play.
Everybody would play, Jay. Everybody would want to run through a wall.
He's a legend. Jimmy, thanks. We'll see you at 5:30.
Okay.
January?
All right, thanks, guys. We're learning more now, little by little, about the police-involved shooting in broad daylight yesterday. Now, this all happened on the corner of East 12th and Superior downtown. Marissa Sines is live downtown with the latest. Good evening to you, Marissa.
Good evening, January. All that remains today are these boards that are now covering up windows that were damaged yesterday. You can see they're posted outside here, the Cleveland Metropolitan School District building, and all of that just steps away from the intersection where this happens. Now, all day today, we've been working to get reports, details, or any body cam or dash cam video from the incident. Cleveland police are reporting issues with its request portal, but say it will release what it has when it gets the information. However, we are still waiting for our request. Now, police say the shooting happened just after 3 p.m. yesterday in broad daylight after a suspect who we now know is 39-year-old Patrick Horton was reported walking around with a gun towards downtown. When Horton reached for his weapon, refusing to surrender, Cleveland police say that's when officers shot him. He later died at an area hospital. Store owners around here tell me nothing like this has happened before.
During the week, yeah, it's busy week. On the weekend, it's kind of slow. I've never seen it like that happen down here.
Now, both Cleveland police officers involved in the shooting have been placed on administrative leave. We did learn more about Horton and his criminal history, as well as what people around here say police presence is like. We'll have that and more coming up at 6.
All right, thank you so much, Marissa, downtown tonight. Well, tornadoes killed 64 people in Kentucky this weekend, and they're still searching for more than 100. Ohio crews, they're now down there to help. Ohio's Task Force 1 began helping with wide area searches in Graves County by 9 this morning. Graves, that's in the same county where a candle factory was hit, killing at least 8 people. Task Force spokesperson Phil Sinaway says they'll be responsible for search and rescue in areas outside of the factory and relieving local rescue teams.
This storm was such a wide path that there could easily be clusters of residential structures that nobody's been to yet. And that's probably the case. So that's what they're going to encounter.
Now, coming up at 6, we're going to show you the full scope of what the 45 Ohioans in Kentucky will be doing to help. All right, straight ahead on what's new, today's holiday light spotlight shines on a Medina residence where vintage items take center stage. Look at that. Remember those of yesteryear? We're going to show it to you next.
Yeah, I love the throwback decorations. I really do.
Me too.
Takes you back in time. Plus, Miss Universe crowned last night. We'll tell you where she's from and other entertainment headlines. That's coming up in Pop Break. And Matt Wins is back with us finally on What's New. Matt, just in time for an absolutely gorgeous December day.
Yeah, you're welcome. I wanted to wait until the calendar, started to really play out nicely here across the area. But good to be back with you guys, and great to report a nice forecast for you as well. We were in the 50s today. We're going to reach the 50s over the next couple days, maybe even a little bit more than that. Your evening out forecast, well, steady as she goes, calm, cool, collected, just like January keeping up there. 40s back into the 30s overnight. We'll take that forecast to include some rain midweek coming up next.
Welcome back to What's New. Check out these Christmas lights. They are sure to put you in the holiday spirit. Justin LaCursi has decked out the outside of his Medina house for the last 3 years. He does it up. Some of these pieces that you see in there, you'll look at them and say, those look older. They date back, January, to the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Unreal, Justin. And guess what? He collects donations for St. Jude's from his visitors on top of everything else, having this wonderful vintage display. He's also philanthropic. And this weekend, the Grinch will be there, so you get to see him. He lives on Shadow Creek, by the way. Shadow Creek Drive. This is Medina, okay? That's where you can see his lights. We have all that information in case you didn't write it down on our website, WKYC.com.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, if you're in the area, it's worth the trip to go check that out. You can send us your lights display by going to 3 News. Go to the app, click on that Near Me feature. That's where you can download pictures and video, and we're going to put some of the better ones on What's New.
Show us your lights. And you know, the work, I just did a story on safety about those lights and just the work involved that he was telling me. He had 68,000 lights on this man's house. He hung them all by hand.
It's incredible. It really is.
Absolute magic.
You know what drives me nuts? When you put a string up.
Yeah.
And
don't talk about it. You're going to make me mad.
That little string and that whole rope isn't working. And now you got to find out which light is bad. And it drives me crazy.
If you find it out, Jay.
Yeah. You know what I've done recently? Unplug it, throw it away, put a new one in.
Yep, that's it. They're $3 at Walmart. A whole string of white lights, y'all. Go ahead and just buy a new box. It's not worth your sanity.
I know Matt never has that happen because he's like a mechanical engineer. He goes right to the problem and fixes it right up. Your word today, by the way, is sparkle.
Oh, now that's an easy one for this
After all those lights.
Oh, yeah, real easy to fit that in a forecast, January. Come try, all right? No. Our light bulbs never go out on our Christmas lights.
Of course they don't, Matt.
You're a lucky guy.
We've been on since '83. It's been great. We'll get sparkle into the forecast for sure. You know, what isn't sparkling is Lake Erie. I wanted to grab this picture. This is a shot of the MODIS satellite imagery, high res of Lake Erie today. Lake Erie is agitated, folks. After all the wind we had water levels that went down some 8 to 10 feet because the wind pushed all the water up towards Buffalo. It stirred it up. We had the lakes, rivers, streams heading into Lake Erie, and look at all the mud that's out there. Everything kind of just murky out on the lake. Pretty incredible images coming in today. Things should start to settle down, though, as we've got a pretty quiet pattern to start the week. You're already experiencing that. We're in the 40s outside. We reached the 50s today. As expected, the wind out of the southwest. That is a warming wind. Continues to be on the breezy side of things. This time of year, if you ever get above average or you have, temperatures that really don't belong here, you got to get it here somewhere. So that comes via wind. So we're going to have a breezy week out ahead of us. Wind chill values in the 30s and the low 40s. So you do need a jacket as you're heading out to maybe grab a bite to eat this evening. High pressure down to the south. This is a big one. It's taken up the entire eastern half of the country. So we're going to continue to warm over the next couple of days. That southwest wind's going to continue. Look at the mild air all the way here back towards the Rockies. That's going to continue to stay with us. Out towards the west, this is where the active weather is. This is a monster system heading into areas of California. It's been raining for days. It's going to continue to rain for days. You get up in the mountains, they have heavy mountain snow in the Sierra Nevadas. And this snow is going to do more than sparkle as we get over the course of the week. Reason why, we've got snow that's just going to continue to pile up some 60 to 80 inches. That's just over the next 24 to 48 hours in the Sierras. They just get hammered with snow. So if you have perhaps travel plans, Christmas holiday out there doing some skiing in the Rockies or even further west, looking great in terms of snowpack there. For us, no snowpack whatsoever. We're back into the 30s tonight. Quiet night expected. Your national Zymart hour-by-hour forecast. The only thing we're forecasting, just some intervals of high clouds here and there. Tomorrow, a day very similar to today. Some high clouds passing through. Otherwise, some sunshine. Temperatures up into the low 50s tomorrow. Clouds will start to thicken up Wednesday, though. This is out ahead of our next weather system, and it's this one. It's going to take its time getting here. Area low pressure will come out in the plains on Wednesday. We'll have scattered showers Wednesday, nothing organized. It's Thursday that low comes by with some more organized shower activity. But overall, this is not going to be the system we just dealt with. As we head into next weekend, that's when we turn a little bit more active, perhaps some rain changing to snow. But if you're looking for snowfall, as a lot of us are this time of year, this is over the next 7 to 10 days. Everything's north and out towards the west. Does a pattern flip before Christmas? That's a big question. We're going to try to answer that over the upcoming days. Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast, 50s to near 60 through Thursday. How about that? We're back down into the 30s or 40s for highs. Browns game looks good on Saturday temperature-wise, but some rain maybe changing to snow could get sloppy. January.
Much, Matt. Well, next on What's New, last week we told you about the huge stock drop for Peloton after a fictional TV character's death while using the bike. Well, today, the stroke of marketing genius to counter that fall is coming up after the break.
We're talking Miss Universe. She is Miss India. Thank you.
Look at what it says on your screen, everyone. Guess what time it is? You know, it's time to take a pop break with Kiara Cotton here.
Key,
the lovely
always, always good to see you. Peloton strikes marketing gold. I mean, when I heard this story, I'm like, that's genius. And we have a new Miss Universe.
That's right. So much good stuff to get to today. But first, there's new royalty in the Miss Universe world. Miss India, Harna Sandhu, was officially named Miss Universe 2021 last night. The 21-year-old beat out 79 other contestants from various countries around the world for the title. Sandhu is an actress who advocates for women's empowerment, and in her spare time, she enjoys yoga, dancing, cooking, horse riding, and playing chess. The 70th annual Miss Universe competition took place in Israel and was hosted by Steve Harvey. And after suffering a fatal heart attack during the premiere of And Just Like That, Mr. Big is back. Played by Chris Noe, the actor has teamed up with Peloton for their latest ad. The ad, narrated by Ryan Reynolds, reunites Mr. Big and Peloton instructor Jess King, who was leading the bike ride that Mr. Big took during the episode.
And just like that, the world was reminded that regular cycling stimulates and improves your heart, lungs, and circulation, reducing your risk of cardiovascular diseases. Cycling strengthens your heart muscles, lowers resting pulse, and reduces blood fat levels. He's alive.
And that's what you call good marketing. And Just Like That airs Thursdays on HBO Max. And as 2021 comes to an end, Time Magazine has announced its Person of the Year. The title goes to Elon Musk, CEO of the rocket company SpaceX and the electric car company Tesla. According to the magazine, Person of the Year goes to someone who has the greatest influence on the year, for better or worse. The editor-in-chief described Musk as someone with extraordinary influence on life on Earth and potentially life off Earth. According to Forbes magazine, Elon Musk is the wealthiest person in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, what a title. A lot of responsibility that goes along with that
is
title.
a lot of responsibility.
So I mentioned on Friday's show that their stock, Peloton stock, dipped 11% on Friday, on Thursday. That was the day after the episode premiered. It was down another 6%. So in total, it was down 17% in 2 days of trading. And I'm looking at it now. Today, it closed up 8%. So
Wow.
a nice rebound.
Yeah.
I think the
It's already
marketing ad
working.
helped.
Yeah.
Gee, that was
hilarious.
That's
I
how
know
you make
y'all
the
heard
most
my
of a
cackle
band.
in the background because that actually took me by surprise. It's
funny.
very funny.
very
Yeah.
good.
Putting
Thank
the wheels
you.
in motion.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
All right, still to come in the second half hour of What's New, a legendary high school football coach here in Northeast Ohio is turning the page. He's ready to step aside. We'll tell you all the details coming up next.
And the Omicron variant has been detected in a patient at the Cleveland Clinic, you guys. We'll have details on that story and, of course, much more when What's New comes right back.
Then also, I went to Betsy's house Saturday. You may remember us talking about this last week. I had a careful eye on the pictures because I know Betsy, and she knows that I don't like crooked pictures. I came prepared. We'll show you what happened next.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
We begin at 5:30 with three things you need to know. We're learning new details now about the deadly shooting in downtown Cleveland yesterday. Police shot and killed a man at the corner of East 12th and Superior. This happened at 3 o'clock as the Browns game was going on just blocks away. They say 39-year-old Patrick Haran was walking around the area with a gun. He's accused of reaching for his weapon and refusing to drop it, which is when officers shot him. He died at the hospital. Local store owners say they've seen nothing like this before. We'll have more on Haran's criminal history. It's coming up tonight at 6.
Well, 9-year-old twins passed away yesterday after a house fire on the west side of Cleveland. 5 adults and 3 kids were taken to the hospital after that fire. It was on West 54th between Franklin and Detroit. The twins, a boy and a girl, died. The PIO for the Cleveland Division of Fire said the fire was challenging because of the size of the house. The fire was on the 2nd floor, extending into the attic, and combined with the fact that there were children inside, that made it difficult. Another challenge, they had no smoke alarms.
This house did not have working smoke alarms to my knowledge, and so the residents were not notified, and it really puts us against the clock in terms of what we're trying to do. modern furnishings in these houses, they're all plastics based. They burn quicker, they burn hotter, the smoke is more toxic. It just makes our job more challenging.
The cause of the fire was determined to be electrical. Today, the Cleveland Clinic reported it has detected the Omicron variant in its lab. The clinic says they sequence positive tests each week and share the information with the state. The clinic says this doesn't mean the patient lives in the Cleveland area. They run labs for patients all over, and it could be from anywhere. Meanwhile, this comes 2 days after Ohio reported 2 Omicron cases in the state of Ohio. Both were in central Ohio. And with that, we welcome you back to the second half hour of What's New. I'm Jay Crawford. January Keaton is flying next to me as my co-host tonight. Meantime, Betsy Kling is out on assignment. Betsy, you are in Elyria. We talked to you in the first half hour, spending some time around a great cause. Tell us about it.
I'm telling you what, I'm here at the Boys and Girls Club South in Elyria with some of these awesome kids. Have you guys had so much fun this afternoon? Yeah. Who did you get to meet today?
Baker Mayfield.
They got to meet Baker Mayfield and Emily Mayfield. She was here too. Actually, she put up a pretty good performance today. Not only did you guys get to hang out a little bit, they got a few presents. They got to have a snowball fight with Baker and Emily Mayfield. And let me tell you, it was pandemonium on the ball court. Look at this. Now, Emily is there in that orange sweatshirt that you see. That's Emily. And then you'll see Baker. Look at him. He just starts drilling. Now, you remember the scene from Elf where the elf, goes crazy with the snowballs? That's what Baker reminded me of. He just was going at it. Yes, I know these children are all under the age of 18. Baker, no mercy. Okay, but let's face it, they weren't exactly hard snowballs, were they? They were pretty soft, so everybody was safe, right?
Yep.
Good. Except you I'm sorry, we'll talk about your injuries coming up. Are you going to make it? Yeah, I think so. These are actually what the snowballs were. They're just little cloth balls. They have stuffing inside of them, so little stuffed animals. There you go. How about that? So it was a very, very fun day here. Northeast Ohio Boys and Girls Clubs is actually the 3rd largest in the country now. There was a merger that took place during the COVID situation, and suddenly now we have a very large presence of this wonderful organization throughout Northeast Ohio. That gives us a lot more representation on the national level too. We'll talk a little bit more with the CEO coming up later tonight, but for now, signing off from the Boys and Girls Clubs in Elyria, Betsy Kling, 3 News. Back to you.
All right, Bets, thank you very much. 900 kids in the system getting gifts from Baker and Emily Mayfield today. What a great gesture that is. Okay, our top talker at 5:30, a Northeast Ohio legend has decided to step down. St. Ignatius head football coach Chuck Kyle will be back for one more season.
That's right. Kyle won an incredible 11 state titles in his years at St. Ignatius. He also won 3 national championships. Now, Jimmy Donovan, who's here with us now, was with him for the first back in 1988 when he was just 10 years old, guys. He joins us now in the studio.
Just a kid.
And I had a snowball fight with him.
Somehow.
I have to tell you, Chuck Kyle is, well, he's a legend. In a town that has had legendary coaches. Paul Brown, Marty Schottenheimer, a young Bill Belichick, and put Chuck Kyle right there, too. He built one of the most amazing dynasties in Ohio high school football history. And he did it with great leadership and a feeling of tradition at St. Ignatius High School. And so next year, his 40th year patrolling the sidelines for St. Ignatius will be his last. It is amazing to watch in pictures and sound what he has achieved.
This trophy, this effort is dedicated to St. Ignatius High School and to all of you and to these fine, great football players. Thank you very much.
The man who built one of the greatest dynasties in Ohio high school sports history is calling his last plays. Chuck Kyle, the head coach at St. Ignatius High School for 39 years, announced today he will coach one more season and then step away. Now that is a lot to take in. St. Ignatius football without Chuck Kyle, we never wanted to even think about that. That's how great he's been. St. Ignatius has been his life. He was a student there, a decorated athlete. He came back and worked there. It was time to teach, and so he took that job. And then, of course, coach. But to be truthful, we know him as a coach who also taught. He would quickly tell you, I am a teacher first and then a coach. But he took over as head coach of the Wildcats in 1983. But it was in 1988 when it all came together. Kyle had a big-arm quarterback named Joe Pickens and tons of talent around him, and perfection was achieved. And with only Cincinnati-Princeton standing in their way, Kyle had his Wildcats around him before the state championship game in the locker room of Ohio Stadium, and he delivered the speech of his life.
Be state champion. Be state champion. Let's go!
And with a goal line stand in the game's dying seconds, the Ignatius dynasty had its foundation, a state championship. Kyle and Ignatius weren't done, not even close. 10 more state titles followed, 11 in all. 3 national titles. It didn't matter where you came from, east side, west side, south, or north. Kids flocked to play at Ignatius, to play for the great Chuck Kyle.
Final whistle has blown in this ball game. Looking forward to a new era in Baltimore.
Back in 1995, when Art Modell yanked the Browns from Cleveland, there was a huge void to fill. And that void, for many, was filled by St. Ignatius football. Thousands would flock to stadiums on Friday or Saturday nights just to watch them win. Kyle's teams played with poise, power, but most of all, class. And Chuck Kyle was the maestro. You were proud they were from Cleveland. Did college jobs come his way? Of course they did. Lou Holtz wanted him at Notre Dame. Ohio State came a-calling, and many others. But Chico had 2 families to consider. His own, all of the Kyles, and the other family over on West 25th Street, all those kids who wanted to be coached by him. So he stayed home. He's won all the awards imaginable, locally and nationally, and now at 71 years old, well, he's saying it's time. But what an honor and joy it has been to watch him, to listen to him, but most of all, to know him. And the St. Ignatius alma mater captures it so perfectly. Chuck Kyle is an Ignatius man forever.
You believe in yourselves, and you believe in your teammates, and you believe in our school, St. Ignatius High School.
What a time. What a time.
I feel like I just watched a movie
Me
trailer.
too.
Who's going to play Coach Kyle
I'm clutching
in the
my
feature
pearls
film?
at that. That was so moving. That's
You know,
amazing. What an illustrious career this guy's
Yeah,
had.
absolutely amazing. I can remember a quick story for you back when they were rolling and they were getting ready to play for the national title and the state championship. And we went over to his house in Westlake to do a live shot with him, okay? And he sat in the chair, and there was a little girl dancing around in her pajamas. Young little girl. We were trying to get the interview done, and that was our own Maureen Kyle.
Are you serious? No way.
And that is a part of the St. Ignatius family.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you something. I just thought he was, and I think he still is, an amazing man, an amazing teacher.
Yeah, his
Wow.
kids love him.
They do.
And he doesn't just put out football players.
No, yeah, right.
He puts out well-rounded young men that are thoughtful and that are, the word that you use is hit the nail right on the head, class.
Class.
That's how he's done it.
Yeah.
And it's hard to win with class,
It
but
is.
he's done it.
Yeah, he
Wow.
really has.
Man,
Yeah.
great piece, Jimmy.
Man, that was
great
really good.
piece.
Thank you.
Now think about who's going to play Coach Kyle in the feature film.
I will.
okay?
All right,
Because there
right.
will be a film made.
I'll watch.
You got it.
I will watch.
All right, still ahead. I went to Betsy's house Saturday with a careful eye on her pictures. I'm going to show you what I found when I got there and what I did about it. It's our worth the watch.
The last 2 weeks, I'm waiting on that one. The last 2 weeks have been very good to the Browns, and their odds of making the playoffs have gone up. So we're going to break down their postseason chances ahead.
But first, Matt is here, and he has got our weather in a jiffy. Hello there, Matt Wins.
Yeah, hey guys, the WKYC cameras around here actually captured our introduction earlier today. This is it. This was us meeting each other again for the first time in a couple weeks. It's so good to be back with you guys. It's been at least a month.
Look at Matt.
It's vacations and holidays, I'll tell you.
That's him right there.
Right there, yeah.
We've got your forecast coming up. Good to see you guys.
All right, guys, you will not believe the conversations we have during the break. We were just talking about bug zappers and how to keep gnats out of your house. And here we have the wonderful Matt Wentz, who was indulging me in said conversation.
Yeah,
but Matt,
now
today,
no one's coming over for Christmas.
Absolutely.
Great. Yeah.
Isn't it just in time for Christmas pudding? Okay, well, Matt, now today was absolutely beautiful, like as if bugs could survive because it was so nice and so warm and so sunny.
Right. I'm glad we had the first freeze already because we'd have mosquitoes like crazy right now. But yeah, I tell you, it's feeling more like spring outside. You know, and Jay Crawford's going to like this one. Have you guys felt it already? Sunset time is getting later already.
I haven't noticed it yet, but I'm waiting.
Goody.
A couple seconds every day. Tonight, sunset was at 4:57. By next Monday, we're talking 4:59. Look at that. The days are still getting shorter. We're losing it on the front end. I'm not going to get into it. It's really confusing, but you can see how that sunset time is going to surpass 5 o'clock before we know it here. So that's some kind of light at the end of the tunnel. All right, Geminids tonight, all right, or Geminids, or the meteor shower. This is probably our best one of the year. Typically, you might have some clickbait online says you'll see 100, 200 an hour. Not the case, says Jay Reynolds, our CSU astronomer. Maybe 10 to 20 an hour, though. It does peak tonight. It's best after moonset. The moon's up until about 2:19. So if you're going to stay up late, might as well stay up really late, right? We've got mainly clear skies. That's the rarity this time of year is we typically don't have the clear skies, so we've got them. And again, it's going to be all around, no particular direction. All right, winds tonight are going to back off. It'll be calm. We're going to cool down as a result. We're back down near 30. That's a product of high pressure, very quiet weather across the eastern half of the country. Western half, not so much. Big system heading into California. They're getting just soaked with rain for days here. Heavy mountain snow. I mentioned earlier some 60 to 80 inches of snow up in the Sierra Nevada. Is incredible the amount of snow that they get. But for us, we're on the mild side of things. That flow will continue. Look at the above average temperatures once again this week. Anything in red's above average. I'm going to put this into play. This warm air continues to spread east this week. This will be the last of it. We're going to turn a little bit more seasonal the rest of the month as it looks. And that's all in due part to the jet stream. And the jet stream takes a dive out west. Where it dives, it comes up in the east. And that continues to propel our warmth that we've had over really much of December. The cold air is still locked up to the north. Do we get any over the extended period? Not really. We start to tow with it a little bit later on this week into next week. But where is it? Oh, here it is, Siberia. They've got way below average temperatures in spots. That cold air will build. Does it arrive later this month? That could certainly be the case. That's often where it goes first. In terms of your near-term pattern, though, your National Design Mart big picture look, bring some showers in here Wednesday. Little front comes in here Thursday with some wind and some rain. Doesn't look to be a big deal. And then things turn kind of interesting next weekend. This will be the Browns game at home against the Raiders. It's a Saturday game. Ooh, not looking too good for that as of right now. Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast up near 60 by Thursday. We're back down to the 40s this weekend. We'll keep an eye on that system in the Saturday, Sunday forecast. Some of the models keep that out of here. We'll fine-tune it, but could have some rain and snow around here. Jay?
Okay, Matt, thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, Betsy's going to join us again now. It's time for our Worth the Watch. And as you know, if you watched this last week, I made the mistake of telling Betsy how angry it makes me when I see a picture that's just slightly off level. It doesn't have to be much. A quarter of an inch is all. Well, I was going to Betsy's Saturday for our little holiday get-together. It was a wonderful time. Betsy is a marvelous host, and her husband, great job. We had a blast. But she did taunt me with this video. You may remember it. It's her standing there making one of her pictures crooked in her house. Well, I knew when I got there I was going to have my work cut out for me, and I did. But I was ready for it. I've been looking around the pictures, and there was one that really caught my eye in a bad way. Oh, I was on the case. So there's no way this is an accident. Are you kidding me right now?
The question is, where was I at this point?
Perfect. We had to keep you busy, Bets. Look at this one. Are you kidding? This is like my house of horrors right now.
Yeah, you are in a horror house.
Perfect. Oh, Betsy.
Oh, my God.
We had to distract you because I didn't want you to see me like rearranging your pictures. So, I put someone on the case.
Oh, yeah.
There's your lovely mom, Saint Sue. I love Saint Sue.
Yes.
And she was actually giving me a helping hand.
Yeah, and she even, after you used the level, she's like, it's off like 1/18 of an inch.
She did.
Was right, wasn't she?
She did say
Saint
that,
Sue
and she was right.
Just nod. Yes, just nod. That's what I've learned over the years. And yes, instead of Big Sue, she's convinced everybody now she is going to be Saint Sue. So we are switching it up, and Mom, we will officially call you Saint Sue from now on.
Yes.
Because you get to put up with so much.
So Betsy,
yeah, that was so much fun to have everybody there. And Jay, thanks. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen now if we have an earthquake.
Betsy, why are you crooked right now?
Oh no.
Is that?
Why not? That's the question.
That's by design. Your photographers try.
No.
Okay.
We
Craig,
would never do that.
You're on my list, Craig.
Craig is the man. You have to understand, this guy is the one you want to work with every single time. Gotcha.
I thought I was looking like one of those haunted houses.
Like a funhouse mirror.
Funhouse mirror, where she's. I can't take it. I just can't take it. Yeah, Saint Sue was great.
That's what it's like to work with me. You know this.
I know. Here's the deal, and your mom and dad told me this Saturday. Tim and Sue said, Jay, from now on, when there's something that really bothers you, don't let Betsy know. And I'm turning over a new leaf, Bets. I'm closing the vault.
Aww.
That's it. I'm closing her up.
Yeah, right. That's what you think. I'll still get context clues and body language, and when you really start to twitch, that's when I know I'm onto something.
And who are we kidding? You know I'm not going to keep it to myself. I'm a sharer.
I know.
Betsy, it was
I can't wait to be back in
Saturday.
studio with everybody tomorrow. It'll be so much fun to be back together again.
Yes, hurry back, and we'll see you tomorrow. She likes driving me nuts, January.
I love that. That was so hilarious. All right, Stephanie Haney is coming up next, you guys, with Clicking in Cleveland. She has details on how we all can see a show in the sky tonight.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. And also, a North Carolina church with a holiday donation for the ages. It's our Show Us Something Good. It'll make you feel nice. It's coming up next.
Your realm. What is clicking in Cleveland is I would really like you to raise my camera a little bit because it's on the low side. Thanks.
Now I'm getting Facebook messages asking, can I come to their house and fix their pictures?
Me first. Sorry, guys. You're going to have to wait.
I'm already lined up with Steph. She's here with Clicking in Cleveland. Stephanie, happy Monday to you.
Happy Monday to you. Happy Victory Monday, Jay. And what a difference 2 weeks makes. After beating the Baltimore Ravens, the Browns' playoff chances have doubled, according to analytics website 538. After losing to the Ravens in Week 12, the Browns had a 19% chance of making it past the regular season, according to them. Now, after every other team in the AFC North lost yesterday, the Browns have a 39% chance of getting back to the playoffs. The New York Times puts the Browns' playoff chances at 37%, and I will take those odds compared to the last 2 weeks. 3 News viewers are keeping their holiday lights photos coming our way, and so we've got some to show you. I love scrolling through these Christmas lights on Lassiter Drive in Highland Heights. Look how beautiful those are, just classic and white. These next one are Doug Harold's. This is his display from Weatherstone Drive in Berea. There's no chance that Santa is missing this house, not with that Santa Stop Here sign. And I'm not sure exactly where this is because she didn't tell us, but Sarah McDonald sent us these. Now these could be in Fairview Park. That's where they have a lot of these beautiful sidewalk tunnel lights. You remember 2 Fridays ago, I was there checking out those in Fairview Park. They're so gorgeous.
I love that.
Keep these lights coming our way. You can send them to us using the WKYC app. You can also text us 216-344-3300. And I'll be somewhere else on Friday. Very excited.
Awesome. You guys are killing it with the lights out there.
I love all the creativity. Keep the pictures coming.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Stephanie. Next on What's New, if our next story doesn't make you want to help those in need for the holidays, nothing will. It's an incredibly charitable story, and it's our Show Us Something Good.
Hey, David, how are you? Testing 1, 2, 3. David, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello there. Actually, it was under the desk. I found it.
Hi. Wow. We're here.
Sarah Queso in the house.
What is this? David, how are you? Thanks. How's everything? That's what I like to hear. What's new? Anything new that you can say over a hot mic? Oh, okay. Oh, great.
Hey, what up? I don't see me. Oh, do I need to move? Good here? Huh? Okay. Oh, thank you. You're the best.
I'm going to go watch the 6. I have to leave at 6:15.
All right, we wrap it up with our Show Us Something Good. Comes to us from Greensboro, North Carolina. Mount Zion Baptist Church distributed $300,000 in gifts as part of its Christmas in Zion event. The gifts included 71 bicycles gift cards for kids, including money for widows and single parents. One young person received $22,000 to pay off their student loans. They also helped several churches as well.
Oh, that is just, it's these stories at the end of the year that really get my heart going. I love this kind of stuff.
And if you're in a position where you can give, please do.
That's right.
We're out of time. Back tomorrow at 5. But very excited because Laura Caso is back from maternity leave. Yay! She and Russ are next with What Matters Most.
Now at 6, Omicron in Cleveland. The Cleveland Clinic says it has found the COVID-19 variant in a lab sample. We'll tell you what this means for Northeast Ohio. Also, under investigation.
He actually had that weapon headed out, was pointed at vehicles.
What we know tonight about the chaos in downtown Cleveland after police fire back, killing a man they say was randomly shooting. Tornado devastation.
There's going to be grief. There's going to be cleanup. But then we're going to make sure that everybody gets back on their feet.
As search and rescue efforts continue, dozens are confirmed dead from tornadoes. The help from Ohio to recover and rebuild parts of Kentucky. And the Browns' playoff dreams live on. And news tonight from a legendary Cleveland high school coach. Jimmy Donovan has the latest on both stories.
From the WKYC studio.